Right, okay. So, not the usual way that I introduce a video, but that's okay. We'll move to the introduction of the main segment of the video just shortly. Now, just to make this clear, Cisco have over 40% of market share globally. Now, I'm going to address this now, and then we're not going to cover this again. Okay, or maybe we might. But yeah, so Cisco hold just over 40% of the market share globally. Now, when we go onto Google and hit Cisco market share, we're going to have a look at our top result from the tech report. So we'll click that, and this is by Diana Plaskaru, statistics and tech content contributor for the tech report. So we're just going to scroll down a little way here. And this is from 2022. And if you follow my mouse here, you will see that Cisco make up 41%. Here, accordingly, some sources say 46%, some are a little lower. But 41 is about right for the purposes of this. Huawei are in 10%, HPE are 5%, Nokia 3.7%, Juniper Networks at 3.5%, Netgear at 2%, Dell EMC are at 1.7%, and all of the others, and it does say other, but it's actually others, are going to be people like IBM, or organizations like IBM, Microsoft, such as Microsoft Azure, Microsoft certified partners, all of that good stuff will be others. You'll probably also find Fortinet in there, and alongside that, probably Barracuda Networks as well. So all of those combined are Cisco's biggest rivals. And according to the Ethernet switch vendor market share worldwide, by quarter, Cisco make up massive percentage of that. So that brings me to say that anybody who says that Cisco CCNA isn't really required, quite frankly, either don't know what they're talking about, or moreoverly, they don't want to see other people breaking into the market because of competition. So that's pretty much where this lays. We may cover this more in depth at a later, but for now, this pretty much is where it's at. So this is the reason why I have such a vested interest with Cisco, Cisco-related products, and Cisco iOS. Because as you see by the charts, and the charts speak for themselves, they are a global leader. So that's pretty much that for now, and what we can do is move to the intro. Alright, hi there again YouTube, and thanks very much for joining me again. Now in this video, we are going to be taking a look at what is inside the contents of this bag. Now, you saw a brief clip there just a moment ago of, in short, the reasons why I am so interested with Cisco and indeed with the merchandising, because they are a market leader. So it only makes sense to go essentially where the money is. Now, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the support pack that I would typically use when I'm rolling up on a call out relation to a problem with Cisco related appliances. Now these appliances would cover routers, switches, and the ASAs respectively. I'm going to refer to the adaptive security appliances as firewalls because generically, well, that's what they are. And because adaptive security appliance, well, it's a mouthful and it's hard. So we'll just call them firewalls for the purposes of this one. Now, we're going to take a look at what's in the bag, and that is coming up today after this intro.
Be strong.
Okay, so there is the bag in question. It does zip up. So the bag is from Targus, as you see. It's backpack style laptop bag, and it's pretty robust. I picked this one up from TK Maxx. So it's a pretty good bag. It's smart enough and it does the job and holds my Cisco support pack in here. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to open this up, we're going to start pulling the items out, and we'll go through a brief sort of description of them where appropriate. So we open the bag and we have a S24 Ultra mobile phone from Samsung, or smartphone. We'll come back to that because that is actually needed within the call outs I do. In fact, no, we won't come back to it. I'll address it now and then it's done. Okay, so with the phone, it's on an unlimited data plan. Okay, so the reason for that is because when I pull out my next device, I can connect it wirelessly to my Tab S9. I think it's the either Tab 6 Lite, I do believe. S6 Lite, something like that. What we can do is have a look at the system information on this, and we will see. But in short, it just contains all of my notes, and it gives me access as well to Cisco forums. So the tablet, let's find the settings for it. I will go here and about tablet. It's an S6 Lite. So it's Samsung Tab S6 Lite, and what I do is I connect that, tether it to my smartphone so I have internet access. So if I am on a particular Cisco job and I run into a problem, I can have a quick look on the Cisco forums and find a potential solution for that. That, and of course it's got all of my other sort of software on there as well, which I might need for doing any cabling. It's a multi-purpose tablet, but I mostly use it for the Cisco related stuff. And yet again, it's another reason why I choose Cisco as my main focal point, because of the global support that is out there for these devices. In terms of devices, I mean such as your routers, your switches, and indeed your adaptive security appliances. So that's addressed the phone and the tablet. Let's move on and see what else we have in the bag. Okay, one Dell Latitude 7490 laptop. It's my chosen laptop that I use for that. It's running an i5 processor, which is an 8th gen. This one has got 16 gig of RAM in it. Now that would contain all of my necessary software, such as Terraterm. It's going to have my ASDM software on there. It's also going to have PuTTY on there and TFTP. That's all that it really needs because, as I said, this is a Cisco related pack. Now the keyboard's a little bit wonky on this one, so that needs to be changed. But that brings us to the next item in the bag, which is a keyboard cover with a keyboard inside of it. The keyboard that I'm using, it's all good stuff. I prefer typing on it anyway. It's the Steel Series Apex Pro 10 keyless wireless version from 2023, as you see there. It's a good keyboard. It connects wirelessly via Bluetooth, and I use that to connect to my laptop. I prefer typing on that keyboard anyway, as opposed to laptops. Next in here, I should have, it might not be in the bag actually, I need to go and get that. It's right here, and that is the SteelSeries mouse. This one is the rival 650 wireless mouse. That actually is meant to live in a laptop bag, but I needed it out briefly to indeed charge it. So that will go just there. Now, of course, in the bag, if you're going to have a laptop, then it goes without saying, you must have the charger. Oh, more about the laptop. It has a 256 gig solid state drive in it and 16 gig RAM. It's the Intel i5 8th gen. I bought it for £80. It's faulty. Keyboard not working well, it does, but we've already covered the laptop. It sort of works, sort of not. It's something I've got to play around with. Now, in order to communicate with our devices, we are going to have some Ethernet cable. This one is Cat 7, I do believe. No, I'm telling a lie. It's written on there. It's actually Cat 8. But it is backwards compatible. So you can use it with Cat 7, Cat 6, Cat 5e, Cat 5, so on and so forth. In previous videos, you've seen this cable. It goes without saying. So I'll connect this, one end of this, into the laptop because it has here a networking port. And then the other end of that would go into our necessary device. So that's pretty much cable. Next item I have in here is going to be my console cable. It says USB on one end and an RJ45 plug on the other. Now, same thing really applies to that. That's just for consoling into your necessary hardware or device. So whether that be a router, whether that be a switch or a firewall, whichever the case may be, you would need a console port to do any sort of configurations if you're not going over SSH. Next thing is cable tidies. I always keep these on me anyway, just in case I happen to need to tidy up any cabling. Now, should there be a problem with cabling in this instance, I always carry some spares. These are brand new. RJ45, 0.5 meters, and these are Cat 7s. Again, backwards compatible, so the same rules apply. Because when you're troubleshooting a device, you might often find that it may not be the device at fault. You could have a cabling fault. So at least we can troubleshoot and diagnose that. That's pretty much it for the main contents of the bag. However, there are a few other things that I do carry, such as CR2032 batteries. Now, with this, in terms of the firewalls or the adaptive security appliances, we'll just call them firewalls because it's easier, the 5506-X have an internal battery in them. So I keep these batteries on standby. I do believe those are for the internal clock and the internal memory. But I always carry spares anyway. And normally I would have my screwdriver kit with me, which actually I need to go and get, which is right here, which also lives in the bag, which we'll come to now since I have them in my hands. So a pair of scissors for cutting away sort of cable ties and any nasty affairs that might be there. and of course our screwdrivers. And this pack is from Wera, so fairly nice stuff here. Oh right, I do have my other mouse, the Rocket Cone. That's what that is, fairly nondescript, it's just a mouse. I didn't think I had this one in the bag. Well, I do. So, that's that one. Next up, I have a cable. This one is a Type-C to USB. So USB normal to Type-C. That's for connecting either a tablet or a phone to the laptop, should I ever need to charge it or transfer any data. Then the last item, and probably the most important of them all, is the USB drive, which has featured in other videos. Now with this, what is important about it is it contains all the backup files that are needed for the adaptive security appliances. That's not just at home, but that's also for university as well, just in case I ever need to recover any of theirs. And it's also for any potential work as well. So that's pretty much all that there is in the bag. So I can start to put everything away again. So the cabling can go in. There, like so. Well away from those scissors, because those can go in the bottom for now. Next item to go in will be the laptop charger. Next to go in is the CR2032 batteries. They can go into that zip pouch. Like so. Next item will be the laptop. So we just close the lid on that and put that into its put. Followed by the keyboard, which goes back into its cover to keep it nice. That will go back in once I have put the charging cable for my phone and tablet into the outer pocket, like so. Then that can sit in there on the right hand side, like so. We'll need one of the two mice, probably going to take the Rocket Cone on this one. I could take both, I suppose, but the Rocket Cone will be fine. And then obviously it's just a tablet to go in. Should fit in there. Tablet, smartphone, then not forgetting our cabling and our cable ties. Well, these are not really ties as such, they're Velcro affairs. They can go in sort of down the side like so. The bag simply zips up and it's good to go. So there we are, that brings us to the end of another video, and I thank you all for watching, liking, comment, sharing, subscribing as usual. Hopefully you enjoyed that video just as much as I did making it, and as always I look forward to seeing you in the next one. So for now, take care of yourselves, wishing you all of the very best, and I'll see you in the next one.